Hello everybody and welcome back finally to Fortress Camelot. You've been waiting a long time and you've been also voting on the YouTube channel poll which I've posted last week that you are really looking forward to this build, and so yeah, I've pulled something together, and I wanted to wait until I really have something that I can show you before just going into the video. As I said, at the moment I'm really short in time, and this is also why the video is later today. What did I even say? Later today, and this is why yeah, it even took me a week again to deliver this video to you guys, but yeah, I hope it still suits you today at around this time. And this leads also to the question, guys, it would be really cool if you would put down in the comments below when you like to watch YouTube videos the most. Just give me your timestamp, and also please tell me your time area you're in, or how is this even called? Right, for me it's Central European time, or at the very moment it's Central summer. No, it's Central European summertime. That's the one I wanted to know. But yeah, just tell me down below which time you're usually watching YouTube videos. It does help me a lot to see when I can upload videos for you guys. Normally I try to do this around 1800, so to say, so at 6 PM in the Central European summertime rhythm. But I am also looking into changing this a bit to make it more, you know, more convenient for you guys to watch the videos and to give it a little bit of structure again. I don't have that many videos planned at the moment. As I said, it's all down to the Master Thesis, and I try to do as much as possible in the time in between where I can relax a bit, and I still need it to get my mind free of stuff. But yeah, the main time I have at the moment goes into my Master Thesis. I'm having a good progress recently, so I hope to be finished in a few weeks. But yeah, for the moment this is just only to enjoy a bit in between, and that's why I'm doing videos still, but it is just way less than usually. But anyways, let's talk about what I am doing right now over here. You can see we are in the middle of the little actual fortress, basically the little castle on top of the mountain, and I am also putting in a little door to a maintenance building, so to say. There is a staff building in here, and this park is the first park basically where I have really looked into making also staff buildings available everywhere. So if this is being played someday, or just in play mode, because basically this park always is just on pause, so there's not really that much gameplay in, but still I want to just look at things like that, at things like the staff buildings that they do are or that they are placed in kind of realistic areas. And I think this building over here would be the perfect spot to also have some backstage stuff going on. I would imagine that if you would have that in a real theme park, that below the castle, or maybe also in behind the walls, because these walls are basically just scenes rather than actual buildings. So you can see I'm just plopping down some fake wall, fake windows and fake doors everywhere. But I would imagine that actually behind those walls there is the whole machinery going on. There is kind of, you know, there would be a cooling room maybe for all the shops that have goods in here. There could potentially be also kind of a control room with cameras and security cameras and stuff like that. And that's why I placed an entrance down below in the corner of the little shop area, so people can shop everywhere in here, but you will also see stuff roaming around. And yeah, with the announcement of the new update, which is coming hopefully soon, which we don't know exactly when, but if you look closely to Planet Coaster Twitter and stuff, and also to the Twitch channel, you have seen that there is something on the horizon. And what we already know is that we will be able to recolor the staff members, which is particularly cool for this whole park. So I can really recolor them in the different areas, and I will have to assign them then to different areas, which is fine, but that adds so much to the atmosphere. I can really make some medieval looking staff members, I can make some oriental looking staff members, I can make them look piratey more than it has been before, and then on the main street, basically in the general park area, we will just have very normal looking people, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's the idea. But yeah, back to what we are doing in here. So I tried to use this space in the middle of our little castle to the max. I imagine if this would be in a real theme park. And then again, that's what I was talking about the whole time with this project, Fortress Camelot. It's a mixture out of some realism aspects from the medieval architecture style. It's not too much down to realism aspects in the way of making it shiny and polished. It's more like a broken down version. And yeah, most of you have figured out that by the time. The whole thing doesn't really look broken down at the moment, which is down to the fact that I always said I will go back when the whole thing is finished, when the whole process is done. I'm going to make this all look a lot more shabby, but in the way that it still looks good. But I wanted to lay out the whole thing, and imagining this is the theme park, and now we are talking about the theme park element of this. We would have this area in here as a little shopping area, and what I did is basically I reserved this little space in the middle, as you can see, which is separated by those little wooden fences. That could actually be a little seating area for people, and then I put an ATM on top of this little boardwalk, walkway, I don't really know what to name it, just to make people go there. I didn't want to put a vista point here, because I figured that the vista points do work kind of strangely. They people are floating in the air for whatever reason. I feel like vista points only work kind of nicely on plazas, because then people can actually stand around this. If you have a vista point on this just 4-meter wide thing, it's really weird, because people seem to stand in the air, or at least stand way around this thing in the scenery, and that looks totally weird to me. So what I did actually is I placed this ATM on top there, so at least people would go there, because there would be no other reason to go up for them, for the intelligence of the people in Planet Coaster. There would be no reason for going up on this little walkway. So yeah, I just put it there to actually make it functional. And yeah, as I said, the whole thing in here is basically a big thing which is necessary for this area in the park, because behind those walls, as I already explained, there would be some of the backstage stuff going on, the control rooms, and also maybe, you know, there would be also stuff that is, yeah, ready to be helped for maintenance reasons. And now we are coming into something which is really, really interesting, because it's far off realism, but it's not realistic in terms of medieval look and style and what it would be about, but it's one of the things I've never done so far in a theme park, and I've seen that. I guess I've seen that, of course I've seen that there for Bro Coaster, that they did it, but that will be the first thing where I'm looking into something which you do see quite often in theme parks, but it hasn't been done that often in Planet Coaster. As I said, I think the Bros did that in one episode, if I recall correctly, but after those doors, these little, yeah, it's not really a gate, these are just gigantic doors, but you could also call it a gate. I will put down something else now in this area, and we'll be there in a second with the footage, so I can explain a bit more in detail what it's all about. Because I wanted to have something else in here. So I imagine once the park is going to be closed, you can actually close the gate door, but that's not enough. So I made these iron grinders or iron fencing thingies on the top of here. And I imagine if you know, if the park is closed and you close that gate, you can even put these iron gates in front of it to make the whole thing even more closed and secure. Because I imagine that you would have this little fortress really as something where you could pull in everything that you need, so like the little stands, the little food stands, if you would have some carts and stuff, this whole thing you can really pull into the middle of this little castle and keep it there secure for the night. And that's why I made these iron fencing or whatever this is on top of it. So yeah, just imagine if the park is going to be closed, this would be pulled down and make the whole thing a little bit more safe and secure. That's the reason. So now the second part of this video, which is a lot shorter than the first part, but this is all about, and that was so satisfying to do, guys. It was just so satisfying to do. I haven't been doing that for such a long time, but I'm only doing some terraforming and some foliage work, and I felt this is so necessary to finally do, to make the whole thing shape up a bit more. It's not the final result how it will look in the end, but I'm just so happy that I finally had the time, or I just took the time to do it, I have to say, to make this whole thing look a bit more finished. And I do really enjoy just placing some rocks, some bushes, some trees, just until there is kind of an image coming together. I don't really, I think it's hard to explain. It's really monotonic or monotone work, and it's really simple, and you don't have to think that much. But I guess that's basically why I enjoyed it that much. I mean, still you try to somehow deliver a good result in the end, but it's not as I don't know, it's not as complicated as pulling down or putting down together the buildings where you have to search down in the menu all the time, and I don't know, it's just like, you know, you're just as a painting or something, you're just using the terraforming tools until you're kind of happy with the basic shape of what you see over here, of the landscape. It makes the whole thing already look a little bit more natural. Then you just choose the rocks, slap them down yeah, I don't know, try to make it not as repetitive, and just try to pull them down or put them down into areas where it does look nice. I still wanted to maintain, as I said, the theme park look of it, not make it too kind of realistic and not too much it's more like nature, it's not nature or whatsoever. I forgot again if that's the correct term or not, but it's, yeah, basically a man-made area, and this should also look a bit more theme park-ish rather than a natural looking area. I mean, hell, you have a coaster going above it, you have this river rapids going in here, so it's all not that it would be in the real nature. So yeah, just slapping down a few things, and I'm just so happy with the result at the end, and I'm just so happy. That was, again, as I said, very, very satisfying. I just, yeah, can't remember having had an episode that was so damn, I don't know. I'm even losing my words about it. I'm also very sorry for this episode. It's today is a weird day. I needed to reset my whole computer because the latest Windows update completely screwed everything. My Premiere Pro wasn't working again. My recording software, like everything, wasn't working again, and I needed to reinstall everything. I don't even know what this latest Windows 10 update is about. It's so weird. It just crushed so many things, and I just have no idea what this was about. But anyways, that's just my minor problems. And at the moment I'm very struggling with my English, and I guess that's down to my damn Master Thesis. I'm writing this in English, but it feels like I have an overkill in English at the moment. It's just really, like, talking to you in these commentaries is so much different from what I have to achieve in my Master Thesis. It has to be so much scientific, so much correct English, so much yeah, kind of, I don't know, I do hate this. Like, it has to sound so professional, and so using vocabulary that I wouldn't even use at any time. It's just weird. And yeah, now getting back into these time lapses and talking over them is a bit hard at the moment, because like after writing a few hours in my masters, I'm just done with it, and now being here and concentrate again. But anyways, guys, that's it about this episode. I will now put down some more screenshots to make this outro, not going into my actual outro, because you guys liked the music about this and stuff, so I don't want to screw up the outro for you guys. But as always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you want to hear more of my weird English talking over videos, I'm just sorry, this episode was crap. Anyways, I'm just leaving it because of time reasons, and well, never mind. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff, make sure to subscribe, and as always, leave a comment down below if you have anything to add. And as I said, tell me when you like to watch videos most, from time's perspective, whatever. Yeah, I should stop now. So I do. Have a good day, guys, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.
We should be hiding out wherever we may find love that's flowing.